Disgrace, 1999, is a novel by South African author J.M. Coetzee. Set in the aftermath of apartheid, it follows a white English professor navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing South Africa. The novel received the Booker Prize in 1999, and 4 years later, Coetzee was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. In 2008, Disgrace was adapted into a film starring John Malkovich and Jessica Haynes. The story begins in Cape Town during the 1990s. David Lurie, a 52-year-old English professor, finds his role diminished as the traditional English department is replaced by communications, a shift reflecting new academic priorities. Uninterested in teaching communications, David is disillusioned with his work. Twice divorced and emotionally distant from his daughter Lucy, David maintains a transactional relationship with a sex worker named Soraya. When he tries to turn this arrangement into something more personal, Soraya abruptly cuts off contact. In response, David seduces a secretary at his university but quickly loses interest. His attention then shifts to a young student, Melanie Isaacs. Despite Melanie's reluctance, David aggressively pursues her, eventually pressuring her into a sexual relationship. Afterward, Melanie stops attending classes, and her boyfriend retaliates by vandalizing David's car. Melanie's father soon confronts David, confirming that the matter has become public. Melanie later files a sexual harassment complaint against him. The university offers David a chance to mitigate the situation through counseling and an apology, but he refuses. As a result, he is compelled to resign from his position. Following his resignation, David travels to the countryside to visit his daughter, Lucy, who runs a small farm. He helps her with daily tasks, including working at the local farmer's market and caring for the dogs she boards. David also begins volunteering at an animal shelter with Bev Shaw, a friend of Lucy's, where he assists in euthanizing unwanted dogs, a task that unexpectedly stirs deep compassion in him. Their quiet life is shattered when 3 black men attack the farm. David is beaten and knocked unconscious. The attackers steal his car and belongings, and Lucy is brutally raped. Several dogs are also killed during the assault. In the aftermath, Lucy is emotionally devastated, and David takes over her responsibilities on the farm. Yet Lucy refuses to fully cooperate with the police. When questioned, she minimizes the violence and omits the rape entirely. In private conversations, Lucy explains her decision. She views the attack as part of a broader historical reckoning, a consequence of the deep wounds left by apartheid. She chooses not to seek retribution, instead aiming to preserve a sense of peace. She asks David to respect her autonomy and not interfere. Lucy's land is partly shared with Petrus, a former worker who has become her neighbor and is gradually acquiring more of the property. David suspects Petrus may have been involved in the attack, or at least knows more than he admits. When it's revealed that one of the rapists is related to Petrus, David urges Lucy to take action, but she refuses, determined to handle the situation on her own terms. Disillusioned, David returns to Cape Town, only to find his home has been burglarized. His old compulsions resurface, and he begins following Melanie again, attending a play in which she performs. Her boyfriend confronts David and warns him to stay away, telling him that Melanie hates him, an accusation that unsettles David deeply. When David learns that Lucy is pregnant from the rape, he returns to the farm. She tells him she plans to keep the child and marry Petrus, seeing the union as a way to ensure her safety and maintain partial control of her land. David is shocked and conflicted, but ultimately chooses to remain nearby to support her. He rents a room in town and continues working at the animal shelter with Bev, finding a strange and solemn love in comforting the dogs as they are put to sleep. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.